In this video, we will learn about if-else statements. So basically, if-else statements are used to control the execution flow of a program. So if you need to run one piece of code based on one condition and another piece of code based on another condition, then we need if-else statements. To effectively use if-else statements, we need some logical operators like and, like or, and not, and we also need some comparison operators like less than, equal to, or greater than. So now we will see some examples to how to effectively use if-else statements. So let's say we need to take input from user, which will be the user's age, and then we will print some statements based on the value of the age. So let's just take input from the user, and we can say enter your age, and we will store it in a variable age. And then we need to convert age into integer, like we discussed before, that this input will be in string format. So okay, so now we need to print some values, right? So we need to print, let's say, child. We need to print adult, right? So we need to see if the user is like under 18, we will print child, and if a user is greater than 18, so we will print adult, right? So here we can use if-else statement. So first we will write an if statement where we will check that if age variable is greater than 18. So in Python we use this variable with this operator to compare for the greater than value, and after that we will write the value and then a colon, right? And then we will write whatever code we want to run. So in this case we want to print child, so we will write child here. Note that whenever you are writing if-else statements or loops, which we will learn later, the anything inside the outer block should come one level ahead of it, right? So you need to give an extra tab. So if condition was at this level, so anything inside the if condition should be indented by one tab. So like it shouldn't be here, it should be here. So this is how the code is identified by Python interpreter, that which code is inside which block. So indentation is very important in Python language. Okay, so now if the age will be greater than 18, we will print child. Actually we need to check if age is less than 18. So this is the less than operator. So if age is less than 18, we will print child, else, right? So let's say this condition is false, so the code under else condition will run, and there we need to print adult. So let's run our code. So Python lecture2.py. okay, so now if I enter 29, see, it will print adult, right? And if I, let's say, enters 15, it will print child, because when I enter 15, age is 15, so 15 is less than 18, so this will evaluate to true, and when this will evaluate to true, the code under the if condition will run, and when this will evaluate to false, the code in if condition will not run, and the code in else condition will run. So this is how we use if-else statement. So now we have, let's say we have a new case where we need to see, like, if the user is under 10, we will print child. If user is between 10 and 18, we will print boy, and if user age is greater than 18, then we will print adult. So now we need to change our the conditions. So now I'll say if age is less than 10, we will print child. Okay, so now here comes the else if statement, right? So in this case we only could compare two conditions, but if we want to have multiple flows, we can use else if statements, which is like using this keyword else, elif, actually ELIF. So if, again, the next condition, so if age is greater than equal to 10, Okay, now we need to compare two values, right? So we want that age should be greater than equal to 10 and age should be less than 18. So to compare two conditions, we can use AND operator. So we just write and it will be an AND operator. So, and if we say age is less than 18, then run this code and that will be print boy. Now we will say else, right? So if age is not less than 10 and age is not between 10 and 18, so it of course it means that it is above 18, so we will print adult. So now we will run our code again with different values. So if I print 3, enter 3, it will give the output child. If I give input 15, 16, it will print boy, and if I give input, let's say 20, it will give adult. So this is how if-else statement works, right? You can have any nested level of if-else, like if you want to add another condition here, right, like you know, L if age is greater than 50, print print whatever, print or older guy or whatever you want, right? So you can have any level of else if statements, right? So this is basically very simple execution flow by using if else statements. So you can also use if alone, right? You don't need to have like if and else or if and else if. You can only, you know, can have if statements also. So let's say I can say that if age is exactly equal to 18, then I will print anything, right? And it can be anything. And I don't want any else condition, right? I only want to print this value in the case of age, when the age is 18, right? So now if I run and let's say age is 12, it will print nothing because there was no else part, right? So only when I will input 18, then it will print anything, right? So you don't have to have else statement with if. You can only have if statements, right? So this is a very simple flow of using if statements, and we saw the use of AND operator here. Here we can also use OR operator. So let's say I have a case where I can say if age is 18 or age is, let's say, 19, so then print anything, otherwise don't print anything. So we use OR operator, like OR, for using OR operator, and I will say age is 18 or age is 19, so then it will print anything, otherwise it won't print anything. So in case of 18 it is printing anything, and in case of 19 it will also print anything. And if I enter anything else, it won't print anything, right? So the difference between and or is that if in or if any one of these conditions are true, then this whole expression will evaluate to true, and the interpreter will run this code. But in the case of and, like we saw here, both conditions must be true in order to go to that section, right? So if this is true and this is true, then we will go into this section, otherwise this whole expression will be false and we won't run this code. The interpreter won't run this code. So this is basically different operators, logical, conditional operators, and if-else statements. So another complex kind of example we can see here is the use of nested if-else statement, right? So if we want to check if anything is any value, and then after that we need to check another value in the next level, which we can say in nested level, we can also use if-else statements in that way. So let's say I want to check that if a person name is Usman, I will take another input here. So if I say if name is Usman, then do something. If name equal Usman, then do something. And if name is Usman, then I will check another condition. I will say if age is greater than 18, then do something, and then I will print, let's say, okay, right? Otherwise it won't print anything. So let's run it. I will say Usman and I will say 18. It won't print anything because age is not greater than 18. So both conditions need to be true. So if I say 19, yeah, so now both conditions are true and it printed okay, right? So this is how you use if-else statement in nested levels. You can have if statement, and then inside it you can have if-else statement, and you can go to any level, right? You can say that this is a very basic example. Actually, we could actually have used this both conditions. We could have checked these both conditions in one if statement using AND operator, but this was just to show you guys example that we can use if-else statements in nested level. So yeah, so this is it for this video. I will see you in next video.